Disclosure. Sober. Disclosure. Breezy's a slut.
And we like it in the butt.
Are you or someone you know looking for support in recovery? Taste Recovery is your go-to directory for sober resources. Whether you're searching for treatment centers or sober living communities, Taste Recovery connects you with the right tools and support to help you on your journey. With a user-friendly platform and a comprehensive list of resources, Taste Recovery makes finding the help you need easier than ever. Start building your path to a healthier, sober life today. Visit tasterecovery.com to find the resources that work for you. Taste Recovery, your first step to a lasting positive change. Hi, everyone. I'm Breezy.
And I'm Jimmy.
And we are
Sober.
Disclosure.
We're here with pepperoni nipples. We're here part 2, pepperoni nipples.
And you know what's really crazy is that actually you might have stopped recording at that point, but when we stopped recording last time, I flashed the camera in front of Damon.
Shut up,
Oh.
you did?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
missed
If you
it.
guys are on YouTube, maybe you can see her pepperoni nipples.
Have you seen her nipples?
No, but we left off of her sponsor twisting her pepperoni nipples.
Now I feel like I have to prove that they're not.
Show us.
The only people that get pepperoni nipples are people with like the really big natural jugs.
And yours are little raisins.
I literally have B cups.
I
mean,
feel like
they
we have the
look
same
good.
size boobies.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Your outfit's really cute.
we
Thanks.
just stopped the episode to
Yeah,
go
yeah.
to I went to this boring ass step study, boring, and they went to this lesbian loving
The
women's
Scissor
meeting.
Sisters.
Yeah, it's a women's
Scissor
meeting.
Sisters.
And then they go
Sisters.
wait, then you guys all go out and eat tacos.
Yeah, actually
my
he's got
God.
a point. He's got a point.
Oh my god.
And then there's
I
women.
wish I was gay.
Dude, it was good. So now we're back at 10 p.m.
Why?
That just sounds really nice.
Do you drink milk? Because you're from Wisconsin.
I do. It's my drink of choice. I used to, when I was drinking, I used to drink an entire bottle of Jose Cuervo and then I would chase it with a half gallon of milk.
Have you ever had Jarritos
Milk.
before?
Yeah. I love
They
it.
have that in
love
Wisconsin?
Jarritos.
Are we playing right now?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, so your sponsor twisted your nipples. Why?
Yeah. So the first time that I told my sponsor, well, not the first time that I told her that I was in a relationship. It was that, you know, like when you're doing something that you're not supposed to be doing, and you know,
Never.
Yeah. I think I lack that self. It's like I know that if I were another person, I should feel bad about what I'm doing, but because I'm me, I don't feel bad about it. You know what I mean? Because like I'm the exception. Some terminal uniqueness shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I was seeing this gorgeous devil of a man.
And this is, you had 3 years sober.
No, this is post psych ward. So like really like, so before I went to the mental hospital for a year and a half, in those first, so when I was 18 and 19, like my sex conduct was really out of hand, but it was just sex, you know? Like I had no desire to have any kind of emotional attachment to anybody. And a lot of it was like unresolved trauma.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what I was dealing with when I was in the hospital. Then I did like a lot of EMDR and prolonged exposure therapy, and you know, basically like coped with everything from, you know, my teenage years and my childhood and stuff like that.
So you're at like 4 years.
5.
Oh, you were
Yeah,
in the hospital
I was in there
for 2 years?
A year and a half. A year and a half I was in either residential or inpatient, and then I did PHP and IOP, you know, so I was like living at home, going to meetings, all that stuff, and then PHP would be from like 8 to 3.
We don't
And then-
care.
yeah.
Tell us why she pinched your nipples.
I
Yeah,
care.
so when I was like right around 5 years sober, you know, I just love like a fresh
Mhm.
A fresh what?
a fresh view for my eyes. Like you got to think, you
I
got
thought
to
you were
you got to
gonna say a
remember
fresh dick.
No. Well, yes. But you got to remember that like because I've been in the recovery community since I was 15, like I've seen the same people, like I have no desire for any of those.
Yeah,
Like I've been
yeah.
around them I grew up with them. They're like basically like my siblings, you know? And so people always they like to like tease me and like make these jokes about like me dating guys who have so much less sobriety than me. But it's like, what am I going to do? You know, date Matt, who has 14 years, who I got sober with, who like I could never look at him like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like my options are to either, you know, date outside of the recovery community, which I, you know, tried twice and like, it's just not my thing, you know, because this world is such a big piece of my life and it's something that I want to like share with, you know, somebody. And so that leaves me with like this smaller dating pool. And so initially, like when I was like on the dating scene or whatever, and I'd also like during this period of time, I lost like 160 pounds. So I was like now really hot.
Yeah.
Like and got attention that I like hadn't been receiving previously. And so part of like what coping with that looked like was like, you know, being in this like series of really, I don't want to call them unhealthy. I mean, they were unhealthy relationships, but it wasn't like, I don't like using the word toxic in this sense, because it's just like what it really is just like two like really spiritually sick people who are like just feeding off of each other, you know? And I didn't really have an excuse for it because I'd worked the steps at this point. Like I was going to therapy regularly. I was like on the medication and stuff. Like I just love a little forbidden romance, especially when it involves like me picking you up at a communal living space that some people call like
sober living.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
We have friends like that do that too.
Yeah. And so like around like years like 5 to like 8,
Are you
especially.
looking at me?
No. I
You
said
should
friends.
be. Okay.
Oh, yeah, I guess. I have friends that do that.
But this was part of, because all of this, I justified it in my head because this was, so part of getting blacklisted from all those men's sober living, a lot of them also had women's houses too. And I wanted to like, they weren't allowed to be sponsored by me because I was blacklisted. And even from the women's, yeah. So like
when you had 8 years of sobriety?
Yeah. I mean, because it had held over from like before I went into the hospital and everything.
Holy shit.
Yeah. And so I was like, how do I get out of this? And so I started out with like dating sober living house managers to make it out the mud. You know what I mean? And
did you have that tongue ring at the time?
Yeah,
You're nasty.
I got this when I was 15.
You're fucking nasty.
I know.
You still have that in this till right now?
Yeah. Do you know how much action this thing has seen?
Yeah, there's fucking millions of kids in there trapped.
Trapped. Because I never brush my teeth or like. I mean, I was just flossing with my insurance card in the car.
A knife, a plastic knife from the restaurant.
It didn't work.
And then you want to know what happened?
What?
I have, what is that thing called? A communal
flosser.
A communal flosser
Ew.
in my car.
A communal flosser?
Well, it was just mine, and now it's Sloan's too.
Ew, that's you guys are nasty. Girls are nasty.
Did you ever kiss, you know, my ex-husband?
No.
Oh, darn. I was going to say, well, like in theory, if things go the way I want them to go.
Oh, the one with no teeth?
We would have already, yeah. Absolutely zero teeth. No teeth in that mouth. Well, dang. I was going to say. Well, we could just kiss.
It's period.
Yeah, so we shared this flosser. Anyways.
It meant we made out.
So I started out with the house managers. And I was seeing one of them. I'm going to like leave their names off just in case.
Please, yes.
So I was seeing sober living house manager 1, and the way that this was down in Milwaukee. And so like there's one house, another house, and they're separated by an alleyway, and they're both men's sober living. And I was dating the house manager from house 1, and he was like waiting for his baby mama to get out of prison.
Mm.
He had a kid that was in the custody of his parents.
Mm.
Like all the lore of the Sober Living Boys.
Period.
Just
Yeah.
like he had like 2 years of sobriety.
Oh, that's enough.
Yes, yeah. And so I start seeing him, and then he's like being all non-committal because he's waiting for, you know, the mother of his child. And so
Boring.
Right. So I'm like, okay, this isn't going to work. So I go to Sober Living house manager number 2. So they work for the same Sober Living. It's like 2 houses owned by the same.
Yeah.
So I start dating the house manager, this one, who's also his best friend. Certified homie hopper type shit. Yeah. And this is like.
Did the best friend know?
Yeah.
Oh,
Did you tell your sponsor about situations like that?
Yeah.
And what'd she say?
Well, and this is
something we were just
a lot of the time she was like horrified by my behavior, but she also like wasn't entirely surprised, which is probably very telling.
Mm-hmm.
But her thing has always been like, you can do whatever you want as long as you're willing to live with the consequences of it.
Yes.
And like a big thing that when I was like sleeping with all those guys before I went into the hospital was like, then when I got out of the hospital, I still had this like, you know, reputation of like being a hoe and like sleeping with, you know, all these guys. And to this day, like there's still people that like look at me as being that type. And so if I'll say like, oh, it's been.
Is it Betty with 50 years?
Yeah, of course.
Always Betty.
Betty with 50 years.
Betty and all our sponsees that all sit in the same row, you know. But
Like,
a lot of the time.
that slut Sloan.
Yeah. Yeah. Or it's like the people that are my age who, you know, got sober right around the same time as me, who've like known me all this time, have seen me outgrow it, but they know that it like gets under my skin. So they like, you know, we like in I just want to like the recovery community is not always like the healthiest place, you know, and it's and like while I don't totally vibe with like the saying of like stick with the winners kind of thing because it insinuates that there's like losers, I make it a point to like really only intentionally hang out with people who are like willing to hold me accountable for one, but like not in inappropriate spaces because like I don't. You're like reacting like my sponsor.
Oh my God, there's a lot.
Are you good?
His eyes are watering.
I had to waterfall because you guys have nasty communal stuff.
Look.
Okay, give me my water back. Bitch. Anyways,
speaking of communal things,
okay, so
my
I
vagina.
know, I know people are wondering about the titty twisting, and you have not told us.
Okay, so
Wow.
but that was a whole different thing because that was like what was happening was I told my sponsor that I was sort of seeing this guy that I'd like gone on a couple of dates with him. And I like told her all this stuff about him and then like conveniently left off like how much sobriety time he had. And so, you know, and I didn't start to feel guilty about it until like at probably like a week after I told her. And so then I went to her house because like whenever I confess things to her, I like can't do it over the phone. And so I like showed up at her house and you know, I said, so this guy that I've been seeing that I told you about, and she's like, oh yeah, what's this one's name? And because that's like always, you know, whatever. Yeah. And you know, and so I told her, yeah, he's got like 36 days sober, and she like, I mean, like in a flash, just like grabbed my nipple and twisted it and like, you know, it like brought me to my knees and she's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, you know better. And
that's iconic.
Yeah.
Tina.
Yeah, dude, she's an icon.
I want to meet Tina.
Me
and
too.
that's like always my when I tell you like, and I don't know that it necessarily makes my conduct better, the fact that like I am completely honest with her, like even when I'm doing things that are like, even when I'm not living up to my sex ideal, like I don't know that it makes it any better that I'm being honest with my sponsor. Like just because I'm telling on myself doesn't mean that like I'm being healthy about this or something, you know. But you know, I think in the secrecy, if I tried to keep it a secret though, I do think it, like that's when I think about how this is bound to cut me down at some point. Like I know I would drink over it if I wasn't able to be honest about it. And I will say that like the reputation that I did build for myself with my conduct in the past, because of that, and because so many people were like saw how bad my behavior was with sex and relationships for so long, and because I really go out of my way to not act like that anymore, it has made me a lot more useful to a lot of women. Because I think a lot of the time in these like recovery circles, like there's a lot of overemphasis on like the sex problems that men have, you know, and like
Yes.
and
Gay men especially too.
yeah, and it's, you know, even I'll even hear like the women talking about the sex conduct of men and like the sex problems that they have, and like almost acting as if like women
Aren't capable.
can't or don't or like wouldn't have the same kind of problems. And like you know, while it's never been like revealed to me or suggested to me that like my issues have been so bad that they require some other fellowship for it or some alternative form of therapy or anything like that, like it is a very common manifestation of like my untreated alcoholism. And it can be, and especially like if I'm in a rut with like my spirituality, you know, where it's like I'm praying for the sake of like routine, you know, where I'm like regurgitating these words when I'm praying and I'm not consciously thinking about like what am I actually praying for, you know, when it just becomes this
So
like
not connected.
yes, yeah. Or I'm blocked off by like resentment or like unmade amends or, you know, trying to distract myself.
You're like, I hope so and so gets whatever they want.
Yeah, through gritted teeth and like clenched fists kind of thing. You know, that is my I mean, external validation, the quickest way. I mean, nothing does for me what a good morning text can do. You know what I mean? Like when you have a crush on someone and I like wake up and there's that like good morning beautiful, and like as cringy as it is in concept, like that, like I'm the first thing you thought of in the morning kind of thing, like before you even went yeah.
He's jerking off to
Before you went to the bathroom in the morning like everybody does, like you texted me. And because it's like it's a
I bet you the guys you picked kissed the girl next to them, rolled over, then texted you, hi, beautiful.
which like even that, I mean, even in that scenario, it's like
you're like, yes.
You ignored the girl in bed next to you in favor
true.
of like showing me attention. I can spin, I mean, and that's the thing is like my mind can spin this. Like my ego wants me dead. I'm fairly certain. And will turn any unhealthy, toxic, like, you know, character defect, will turn anything into like a source of ego feeding to like separate me from my fellows and like make me out to be superior,
isolate
or whatever.
you.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's something that, you know, when I did, I mean, the last sex ideal that I did, I've been like, I mean, not since I've been out here. I probably should have packed it in my bag, but I like wrote it out on a piece of paper and then Tina had me fold it up and put it in a plastic bag and stick it in my freezer because it's an obscure place that you'll like never forget that it's there, right? It's not just in some notebook that I stick on the bookshelf or throw under the bed or something. Like I know exactly where that thing is all the time. It's in the freezer in the Ziploc bag. And I like pull it out every morning when I'm like getting my energy drink or making my coffee or whatever. And I like review it because like all it takes is like me, I mean, one day of a broken routine. And like, I mean, that can so quickly become like a domino effect for me, you know? And, the, like, when I reviewed my sex conduct through the past and like the past relationships that I've been in, I like hit this low this last April where like it had been literally since I was in the psych ward, since I'd done a sex inventory and a sex
And it was
ideal.
that hot trailer trash guy you showed me a picture of at camp.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. He's in jail.
I know. He went to jail. You told me. He's probably getting butt fucked right now.
Yeah. No, the one that I showed you was the one that's getting out of prison at the end of this month.
Oh, there's
The
two.
one that caused like the whole demise where I like hit this low in April. I don't think I showed you a picture of him, but God, I was so jealous of him for a minute too, because he ended up like smoking crack after like 18 months of sobriety. But he's in jail. He's in jail now. And but I am like so good at picking men.
Okay,
And-
so then after this, can you tell us about the guys in the alley?
Oh yeah, because I didn't finish that story.
No, because we were talking about the nipples and we diverted.
Yeah. Well,
You
because
brought
I'm
it
trying to
back.
like keep some solution to this because I don't want it to seem like I'm just like
No, okay, so the solution is you have the note in the freezer, you read
Yeah.
it, and you don't do it. Okay, so what's the two guys in the freezer?
okay. So
Or the Jeffrey Dahmer. You keep the two guys in the freezer?
You already said you the Ed guy.
Ed Gein, literally. I was the
Freudian
girlfriend.
slip.
Did you watch the show?
Yeah, I can.
haven't
I
You're
watched
like
it
making
yet.
me
It
out
was
to be the
just sewing.
girlfriend or something.
I haven't
No,
watched
you.
it. I haven't watched it yet.
Damon's watched it, but I don't know the voice, everything. She seems like that girl that had all those pictures of all those dead people. Like
She was the real crazy one.
she was the real crazy one.
It's sad. I cried I cried through the entirety of the last 2 episodes. It's so
Just-
that's what Rachel said.
Just
Yeah.
so everyone knows, Sloan has a tattoo of a line on her forehead, and she said it was a crack because
It
she's
is
a
a crack.
crackhead.
Yeah, I got a crack in my head because I'm a crackhead.
I got a crack in my head, but don't call me a crackhead.
Where is Andy Milonakis?
Literally, where is he?
Okay,
I got
the-
a pot on
where's
my head,
Beans?
but don't call me a pothead. Do you
Where's
know?
Beans from Even Stevens?
Oh,
Has anyone?
did
checked
you know
out
I was
Beans?
on Even Stevens for a long time?
excuse
No,
me.
you
As a
weren't.
background, I was.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I was in the classrooms.
Are you
all
the reason
time.
that Shia LaBeouf
Is gay?
spiraled out of control
No, but I did eat lunch with Shia LaBeouf all the time.
when he wore that paper bag on his head that said "I'm not famous"?
Yeah, that was
I didn't
hot.
know him that time. I knew him when he was really nice and he was a little boy because I was a little boy. That sounded weird. We were both little boys together.
Jeffrey Dahmer.
Oh, okay, so enough about my.
Oh, but that's about your
Movie
little
star
boys.
career.
Yeah.
So you slept with a brother and a best
No.
friend.
Yes.
Best friends.
They were best friends.
House
Best
manager. Best
House manager. Yeah.
friends.
Coworkers and best
Why
friends.
did you say alley? Did I miss
Because
something?
because the two houses were
They're-
separated by an
By
alley.
an alley.
Oh,
Breezy wasn't listening.
And this was during COVID. So it was like
This was
life
not
was
long ago.
like life was not real. You know what I mean? I mean, it was,
This was not that long ago.
That's what I
Yeah.
just said.
Oh.
I was, like 9 years sober. I'm telling you, like sometimes quickly, sometimes slowly. That stuff was like molasses leaving my body.
All the cum from all those men.
But again, they had, he had, like I said, he had one had 2 years and the other one had like 18 months. They were like 6 months apart. And so the one with 2 years that I was dating first, who then like I broke things off with because he was like waiting on baby moms. So then I start dating the guy at the other house and was like, God, this is so sick. And I was like, I never really had feelings for him. I was just trying to get close to him so that I could be with you.
That's what
and
you
like,
told this guy
yes,
across the alley?
Yes.
Mm,
And
you made him feel special.
well, because what I was
Dude,
really
you're like a man.
I know. I'm literally no better than a man. When left unchecked, untethered to, a higher power, like this is it's out of control because it gets worse is the thing. So I'm telling him all this. When realistically, like I didn't
You love
want,
the first one.
yes,
Mhm.
obsessed.
The one with kids and
The
that's
one with
unavailable.
the kid that's
Yeah,
unavailable, that's
always.
waiting on the yes.
Period.
Yeah. If you don't want me, I want you enough for the both of us. What do you mean? What's the issue? I'm confused. Don't say no to me until you've been in my mouth. Like that's like literally like
Mhm.
so
I'm following.
dude, and God, I caused so much harm. So all the while I'm like just trying to get the first one jealous. And so I'm like dating number 2 in secrecy, but knowing that all those little boys that he manages are going to go run and tell their other dad what happened. And then like, so.
Because guys are like women too.
Yes.
Okay, go.
Yes.
I don't feel like that's true.
So then I wake up one morning to a phone call from one of the guys that was like living in one of their houses. Doesn't matter which one. But he was calling me and he was like, so and so, like the dads were fighting in the alleyway over you this morning.
and you're like, I got him.
Dude, and that's how sick I am. Is I was like, I knew he loved me. Like that's all I could think.
And what
You're
did
like,
Tina
it
say?
Fucking worked.
Well, I didn't tell her until like the
Tina?
fight broke out. Because then
Tina?
after I got off the phone with him, I called her and I was like, I'm in a bit of a predicament. There's 2 boys that are fighting over me. And she said, what have you done? Because she knows that this is
So what
not.
did she have you do?
Wait,
well,
let her tell the story first.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah. So they had fought. And so then I go over to number 2's house and I say to him, I was like, I can't do this with you anymore because like I can't stand to come between you and your best friend. And like you guys have to like live together and work together. And like it's
now you're
my
nice.
God.
it's wrong of me to like, and so I like break up with him. And so the thing about it being separated by the alleyway is they're on 2 separate streets, right?
Mhm.
And so I'm breaking up with him on the porch, get in my car, circle the block around to number 1's house and meet him on the porch. And I'm like, so are you finally willing to admit that you love me?
Oh my God.
What did he say?
He's like, listen, Shorty, you know I want to be with you, but we just can't have anyone knowing. And then it like went on for another month before it ended in flames because
Baby mama
got out of prison.
jail?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. But
Fuck.
yeah, and so then the thing is like I think one thing about like having been with my sponsor and having the consistency with her for as long as I have is that like she knows me well enough to know that like I'm not going to be willing to do anything about it until I am miserable enough.
Mm-hmm.
So she'll like listen to this and she'll give me suggestions based on her experience, but she knows like, and she'll even say it, like, well, let me know when you're miserable enough and you're ready to like take a look at this. And that's how it took. And I don't want like my conduct was I dated more men during a worldwide pandemic than I had in the previous 8 years combined is the thing. And a lot of it was like survival mode, like I needed to get my meals paid for. So I would go on these dates with guys and like order too much food so that I could take home leftovers and I'd feed me and my 2 roommates. And like that.
Genius.
But all of it is like there's the justification there. Like the reality is like I'm just like looking for validation in all these different places, Was
this before or after you worked at KFC?
I worked at KFC when I was 15, Jimmy. And it was 4 months.
Wow. That's
So
special. So what did she have you do about all of that? Like, did she have you do writings and stuff?
When you're finally miserable.
Yeah.
You said I was miserable.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
And that's what happened like this last April is, and it was almost like the whole thing felt very, like it was like God's intention, because I was trying to get back together with this ex who was in another relationship. And, well, he and I had been like, we broke up and then we were still sleeping together. And then he was like, he tried to end things with me because he'd gotten into a relationship with this other girl. And I'm like, this isn't real. I leave people. They don't leave me. And so then I, manipulate my way back into his bed. And then like the latter half of March.
Why do you keep saying Latter-day Saints? Why do you like the word ladder?
So the second half of
What does that mean?
the second half of March.
That's what that means.
Yeah.
The ladder.
The latter half of March?
Yeah, is like the second half of March.
Why don't you just say the second half of March?
Okay, I'll say that for the sake of you.
Okay.
So the second half of March was like spent with like, he and I were sort of together, but he was also still like stringing along this girl that he was also dating. And I don't know, it felt like cheating to me. Like he was cheating on me, even though and this is like, my brain was real twisted up about it. And so I like ended things with him on the last day of March.
Because you needed the last word.
Yes.
Period.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. Sometimes
But I don't find that something wrong with that.
Well, what was wrong with it is that
Maybe we're all fucked up.
I like literally came between him and that girl.
Oh, I thought you meant like
you're not leaving
having
me.
the last
And then
word.
was
I'm
crazy.
gonna leave you.
So-
she got back with
And
him,
she-
so she could be the one to leave.
And she was like newly sober. It was a thing. And so then
You helped her then.
well, so I was
She didn't
being
need to
all,
be in a relationship.
here's the crazy thing though. I was being all judgmental about it and like spewing off some shit to a friend of mine. And they said, well, you taught him how to do that. Because you started dating him when he was 9 months. Like you taught him that was permissible.
Oh.
And it like hit me like a knife, where I'm like, in my head, like the harm that I caused was to them. I didn't think about the consequence of like me being somebody with multiple years of sobriety, like continuously doing this behavior, and what I was making look permissible to them then for their future sex conduct.
I'm telling all my sponsees that.
Damn.
And it like
Drop the fucking mic. That's why we needed a part 2.
and it like killed me. And I that April 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. So I had been, for the last number of years, I had always been keeping these like a couple of guys on the back burner who were like always there to give me validation when I needed it, right? Like,
And money?
no,
Oh.
I don't care about money. I have my own money. I don't need your money. Like
Okay.
it's never about money for me.
Unless
it's
we're in
usually-
a pandemic.
Yeah.
Unless you needed food.
I have a thing for eyes and smiles, and so it's like, and no teeth apparently. So, April 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, all my back burner boys who I then, like, as soon as I got out of this little thing, I'm like reaching out to them like, hey, where's my attention? Where's my text? And when I tell you, every single one of them set a boundary with me where they're like, I talked to my sponsor. I've been like thinking a lot about this. I've been praying a lot about this, and it's like really unhealthy for me to like live in this gray area with you like I have for years. And I'm in like all my little like side pieces
So you reached a rock bottom?
disappeared literally, where it was like I could not get, when I tell you I had never downloaded a dating app,
Faster.
and I was like, well, no, I'd literally never downloaded a dating app because I've only ever been interested in people I know from the recovery community.
And you were like 12 years
So
old.
I was like, so I tried to download Tinder because I'm like, I need something.
Yeah.
So I tried to download Tinder, and my like a notification popped up on my phone like, your storage space is full. Like I can't, like you can't download this.
God said no, ma'am.
I swear to you. And it like, I mean, when that happened, I like dropped my phone and like dropped to my knees and just started sobbing because I'm like, this is like,
You had no drugs.
yeah. I was like, this is pitiful and incomprehensible demoralization with something else.
Mm-hmm.
And I went over to my sponsor's house and I was just like, this is it. And she's like, I've been waiting a decade for this. And I'm like, well, let's not be dramatic. It hasn't been a decade. It's been 7 years. Okay. And she's like, well, time to start writing. And yeah. And so I did another sex inventory, except it looked a lot, because that one before was like all like legitimately just sex. But this was more like relationship inventory, because
And manipulation,
Yes.
everything, yeah.
And I had like justified that I wasn't like a hoe because I was in a relationship with all these people when I was sleeping with them. But what had happened is I was like, every time I could sense the relationship I was in falling apart, I already started something else. I like set my eyes
So you're
on
a
someone
smart
else.
hoe.
Yeah. So I was like, I mean, the longest I had been single was like 2 or 3 days at a time.
Damn.
And so it was like just constantly like building a new relationship on the ruins of another. And like the foundation of every single relationship was unsteady because I was like, I mean, that the weight of all these like dead relationships like was shackled to my ankle. And so I was just, you know,
Such a poet.
and you know, and but I even think about like the books, right? Like a big reason that first book got published was like this crazy manic episode that I was in, where I was like seeking retaliation almost against a relationship. And I thought like this will really get him. And when I don't want to call it sobered up, but when I like got back on my meds and was like in a more healthy mindset. Came to, so to speak, really.
Yeah.
And like realized like, oh my God, like 1,500 copies of this book have already been sold. And it's like all to people in the recovery community who now like basically have my sex inventory in their hands.
Is it the one that I bought?
Yes.
Oh my God. I told her I bought her book. I love you, but I'm not going to read it. I just bought it to support you.
You should read them.
I don't like reading.
Really good. They're literally this big.
I know, I can't. They're haikus. I can't read haikus. I also want to say Happy New Year to all the Jewish people out there.
I'm screaming. Haikus is crazy. And insulting as an artist.
I have something I want to bring up.
Yeah.
Don't take
Get
offense
her.
to this,
Oh my
please.
God, get her, please.
What?
She's been sitting here spewing shit. Get her.
No. I would love to have an open conversation about, okay, so the reason we know Sloan is because she came to be a speaker at Camp Soberfest.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I have
Changed my
seen,
life.
I've seen
Really?
that.
Yeah, I mean, that's the whole reason that I'm like on this
On the sabbatical?
on this sabbatical that I'm on right now from work.
Oh.
I came out of those woods a different person than I went in.
Me too.
Yeah.
Literally. I was just telling someone
And it wasn't Marcus.
I was literally on this podcast weeks before saying I was dead inside.
Mm.
And then I go to camp.
I forgot, yes.
And I genuinely felt that
this
way.
camp.
I genuinely felt like I was dead inside. And then I came out of camp and I was like, what?
You know what? Damon
Who was
heard
that?
that and Damon goes, Breezy's not dead inside. I know what she's saying, but I know she's not dead inside.
But I really felt that way. And
I know,
now I'm literally, I can't even
remember Damon said
imagine
that.
myself saying that. Like it was so crazy. Anyways.
I remember that.
So
What was it for you though? Like,
about camp?
did you do the breath work with
No.
Anna?
No. I was
Literally,
so-
this was Breezy the whole time.
I know she couldn't talk.
I lost my voice. Anyways.
From getting fucking deep throated.
Oh my
Just kidding.
That's crazy.
I know, I'm just kidding.
That's where you're supposed to laugh, Jimmy.
What?
Instead of saying something.
You
like
told
that.
me to just say it.
No.
Oh my God, I'm
Don't turn this on me.
Anyways.
Okay, so
Okay, so
Cam changed
when
your life.
you go to, because you're a circuit speaker, correct?
And no. And let me tell you why. Because
Okay.
it was explained to me that like a circuit speaker is someone who makes the podium their home group. And like
Oh.
I'm not one of those people that has.
Oh, so there's a negative connotation behind that circuit speaker.
Yeah. There's like,
Oh.
you know, and
So
there's a lot of circuit speakers that give these like tin can talks where it's like they somehow manage to regurgitate the exact same thing every time. And I don't know what level
We
of
know one.
and I don't know what level of rehearsal it takes to get to that point, but that could like never be. I mean,
I can't ever do that.
like shoot me between the eyes if that's ever me, because like that there is
Noted.
there's no there is no greater display of a lack of God using you as a vessel than that. You know, because how am I supposed to know what any given room needs to hear?
Mm-hmm.
And I like, do I get asked to speak at a lot of places? Yes. And I, you know, if that's the journey that I'm ready for it to end at any point, I'll tell you what, because it can be really
Isolating.
Yes. Yeah. And yeah, and I just hate being treated like a museum exhibit.
So that's kind of what I was wanting to bring up. So going to retreats and stuff like that and being the speaker,
Yeah.
and do you feel like people put you on like this pedestal and have unrealistic expectations
I
of
don't know
you?
who the fuck you were.
And no,
I just said hi.
but like people hear you speak at the meeting. Not talking about like once you do speak though, like 'cause sometimes
after when they see you
Yeah,
out in
yeah,
the
yeah,
convention and stuff.
yeah.
Oh,
And
that's right.
And I guess like camp is different because people have to know you first, but
That's true.
people have like these unrealistic expectations of speakers.
Mm-hmm.
How do you decide how honest to be about stuff like what you've just shared here? Like, I'm still making mistakes and like I'm still so human, and kind of making yourself not like the giant in the room. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, and I think that's why I would never identify as a circuit speaker, is because like you can go to, you don't like, am I facing away from you?
No.
Oh, I need to talk into the mic. Yeah. I thought,
I know. He's like, come here, baby.
can you tell I'm still single because I'm like desperate for the validation? I'm like, oh, you're man.
You're not desperate for validation. You're desperate for dick, babe.
Yeah, and you have one. It's just not for me.
And that's why you keep coming back.
Right. He's onto something there. Maybe this, yeah. Okay, so if you go, well, first of all, like I really genuinely never know what is gonna come out of my mouth. Like sometimes,
Same. Keep going. Sorry.
you know, sometimes there's like a level of amnesia to it too, where I can't always remember what I said.
Like
either.
you black out.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So I say a really specific prayer though before I talk, and like even before, you know, before we came up here to do this, like it's just like God help me to speak to the one person in the room that needs to hear what you have to say, not me. You know, because like everything in my life is a direct result of the way that a God of my understanding has been able to work through me, you know, and I'm very acutely aware of the fact that like all of this can be gone in a second if I forget that.
Mm-hmm.
And because I don't, generally speaking, like I don't, like, I mean, even at camp, like we were all getting to know each other, laughing, haha, having fun and stuff. But like, aside from like maybe a couple of people at camp, like a lot of it was like very surface level kind of stuff. Like it was fun hanging out and stuff like that. Like Damon was one of the few people that I'd had like a more intimate, like deep conversation with. So like, I don't know, you know, what all these people are going through. So like, how am I supposed to know what to say? Right.
Mm-hmm.
But I trust that, you know, something is that whatever's out there, the spirit of the universe or whatever is going to direct my thinking so that like I almost said so that my tongue follows, but I know you'd, yeah. So that like my speech follows, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I do think like when I'm not, so at camp, it wasn't recorded. And when I'm not being recorded, it's always a lot more intimate and vulnerable because I don't have to live with it forever.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's like, it's between me and the people in this room right now.
Mm-hmm.
And so like there were things that I remember consciously talking about at camp that like I usually don't go into too much detail about, which I spent the last like month and a half, like, why did I say that to a room full of people until the conversation that I was having with somebody at tacos. And it was like, oh, that's why that came out.
Oh, you just gave me full body chills because I know exactly why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, I never know. Sometimes it's not for years, but like I think the payoff of it ends up being like, sometimes I'll run into those people far later on at like different conferences. And because it happened at camp too, when Anna came up to me and she's like, I had spoken at this meeting in Laguna actually on
Spiritual
Thursday.
Lines.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a year and a half ago. And Anna came up to me at camp and was like, you have no idea what you did for me that night. And I don't think I have the words to say it. And it's like, then there was a conversation that ensued from there, right? And like, you don't get that in a thank you line, you know? Like you see people's like, are like choked up or like that there's something on the tip, like they want to say something, but you know, and the hope is that, I don't know, that they get an opportunity to like have that conversation later, or maybe it's something they need to like talk to their sponsor further about, or, you know, maybe it just opened up their mind to a different perspective. Like I never really know, because it's like thank you lines are like sometimes this like really weird trauma dump where they're like, oh my God, my dad, da 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 da, and it's like, then like I have to like sit with this for the rest of the night and like think about like the 15 different horrific stories that I just heard in 2-minute snippets, you know? But then like when I get to have conversations like the one I had tonight, like it makes the whole museum exhibit thing worth it, because like it reminds me that like this horrific thing that I went through, like I'm okay having to bear that cross, like having to have had that experience, as traumatizing as it was. It helps me to heal a little bit more when I like then get to instill hope in somebody else who's still like in the thick of struggling with it. And I hope, but the thing is, and this is where I don't identify as a circuit speaker, because if you went to my home group, I'm the same person there, you know, and like nothing I say would mean anything if like my feet didn't follow it. So like my girls, my sponsees like sit next to me at my meeting, you know, like I'm just as open and just as vulnerable and do not know what I'm going to say when I get called on to share at my home group, the same way as like when I go anywhere else, you know. And I think when if I ever stopped being a presence in my home community and spent more time like on the road, going and putting on some performance for people who I may never see again, like that to me is, I don't know. I think that's like an emotional and spiritual death that I like hope is not
in the cards.
Yeah. But it's scary to have met so many people whose speaker tapes changed my life at one point, and to meet them and to realize like how hollow they are. Because there's like a part of me that like who's so passionate about like living out loud and like living freely and like being open and honest and vulnerable and authentic, that wants to help, but like that's, I don't know. I hope I never get so far like off the beam of like
up your own ass.
Yeah. Cause like, I don't know, when your head is that big, like how do you, like, how does it finally pop, you know? And what I had heard, so there was, I'd heard a story of a quote, circuit speaker who ended up like on their way home from a conference that they spoke at, they ended up drinking at the airport bar for that exact reason. And that's why it's so scary, is because like alcohol and drugs are such a subtle foe, you know, and this idea that like my alcoholism's in the parking lot doing push-ups, like mine lives in my head and talks to me every day. And it doesn't sound like, ooh, I should take a drink right now.
Mine's in my penis. Dude, I swear to God.
But
it's like you can go have sex with other people and you're married.
Yeah, well, and that's what I mean. It's like,
but it comes in different forms.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that will take me out.
Yes, and it'll sound like like I don't need to call my sponsor and tell her about this,
Yeah.
or like I don't need to go to that meeting,
Yeah.
or like I don't have to set up chairs. Like that's a newcomer's job, you
Yeah.
know, and like all like those thoughts that seem so like minuscule at the time are, when I start giving into those, like that's that domino effect. It's like so quickly becomes, that's where like you get so far off track that it's like, how do you make your way back?
Mm-hmm.
It's hard.
Yeah, because like the
Yeah.
pride of
Yeah.
like asking for help,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Yeah. I also want to hear your take on press rating on films.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a
As
good
we're
one because
sitting
you're
here
a
on a
big book
podcast.
thumper.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Because this is not affiliated with any.
Yeah. I
thing.
know,
It's affiliated with this salon and Taste Recovery.
Yeah.
That's
I
it.
didn't know. You know, I didn't know this was filmed at the salon. I like walked in here. I was like, I know this wallpaper. Well, how do I know this wallpaper? And then I saw the chairs, and I was like, wait,
Is this where I'm going to be filming?
is that a studio? I'm so confused.
Mhm.
Yeah, I like was consumed in this for the last couple weeks with like, because of like the podcast where I'm like, you know, and reading into traditions a little bit further, it was like, I'm not a spokesperson for anything except Sloan's experience, strength, and hope, you know? And it was suggestive of me to just talk about like the 12 steps in a general way, you know? But
Like, don't say AA.
right. Yeah, you guys did. I didn't say
No.
anything. I might be a member of CR for all you know. You guys got that on here? So
What's CR?
Celebrate Recovery?
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck that is. I don't know any like.
Well, that's because you're not allowed there.
It is. It actually started in Mission Viejo, actually.
Really?
What's Celebrate Recovery?
It's like the Jesus version of.
Bye.
That's why I said that's what you're, because it's because you're not welcome here. That's why you haven't heard about it.
I'm not welcome there at all.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not a spokesperson for anything except for myself. Except for Every Feeling is Big and Fragile Things, available on Amazon.
You're a spokesperson for your used up vagina.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Are you calling me ran through?
Yes. I can, if a ran through person can spot a ran through person.
I was gonna say,
Can
and
spot
what is your
a ran through person?
and what is your little
I'm
pink
not
rose?
a ran through person.
What does your little pink rosebud
Jimmy
look
thinks
like?
I'm such
huh?
a whore. I'm not at all.
You're not. I didn't say you were a whore.
You said I was ran through. I have not been run through at all. Alexandra,
She has not been run through.
thank you.
I believe her. That's Breezy's best friend.
That's Tiger Lily.
And she's here to bring us matzo ball soup.
Hey, you did say her name right,
What did I say?
Alexandra.
Oh my god. Why do I keep wanting to say Alexandria? I'm
I don't
making
know.
it more than it is. Alexandra. I know, bitch.
Okay.
Sable.
Sabelina.
Is there anything else you would like to?
No, I liked that because we've never asked that question about press, radio, and films.
Probably because we don't want to hear the answer.
Mm.
That's true, but really, now thinking about it, I really don't care.
Have you ever met a person named Josh Jordan? You should ask him that question.
Why?
I'd be interested to hear his answer.
What do you think his answer would be?
Probably something about how singleness of purpose doesn't matter. I don't know. That's my arch nemesis.
Do you think that he's part of CR? Because he lives in Texas.
Valid.
You know,
Oh my god.
but I will tell you, in New York, I did.
What's
It's
that?
these stupid ass fucking guys thinking they have nice cars. Okay, so then I did in New York was taken to a place that was weird as fuck. And they try to be like a 12-step place. It was a picture of a person that looked like Buddha, like this on the book. And they would do like meditation, 12 steps. And then at the end, they took me to sushi. And I was like, okay, so what are the 12 steps? They're like, we don't do this. And this guy smokes weed. And I'm like, oh my God, I can't be here.
You also went to a narcissist meeting out there too.
Oh my God. And I went to the only narcissist anonymous, that's what she said, meeting in United States, maybe in the world. And I went there.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I went to in New York too. I got there and every woman there was still with their husbands. Mm-hmm. And I said, I'm here because of my boyfriend. This is what's happening. They said, you have two choices. You stay with him and you're just always going to be wrong and you have to just accept it if you love them. Or you can leave. I'm like, I can't do that. I went home, broke up with him, went to the next meeting, and I said I broke up with him, and everyone started clapping.
And then you never had to go back.
And I never went back. And the girl next to me before
was this
I
the
shared.
Church of Scientology?
No, it was narcissistic, whatever, anonymous. I swear to God, my client took me to it. Okay, but wait. The girl next to me shared before me and said, yeah, my husband Jimmy is such a bad guy. Jimmy. And then there go, you're next. I said, hi, I'm Jimmy. And then everybody started laughing. I remember that. It was so good.
Were there a lot of people there?
It was like a round table of women only. And there was maybe like 10 to 12.
And Jimmy.
So was it like you go if you're the narcissist or you go because you have a narcissist in your life?
You're a narcissist in your life. My client took me
so it's
because...
like Narcissist Lovers Anonymous?
I really don't know what it's called.
Narcissistic Abuse Anonymous, probably.
I don't know what it's called, but I know they said it's the only that's what she said, Narcissist Anonymous meeting.
That'd be so hard to say.
Okay, so then my client took me because she saw how I interacted with my boyfriend while I was doing her hair. When he left, she said, he's narcissistic, you're in an abusive relationship. And we talked for hours because she was in one too. She goes, I go to this meeting. Do you want to go with me? I said, yes. And she took me.
Well, and that right there, like you were too willing off the bat. You know what I mean?
Because I already had program in me. But
that's what I mean. Like, don't you think that, like, I feel like when people sincerely have a problem with something, they're like not that quick to be like, oh my God, yes. Yes, I'll go. That's
true. Yeah, I was already like done.
Like try, asking my mom to go to an Al-Anon meeting.
She'll say no?
Which, thank God, like I love all the untreated Al-Anons in my life. I don't need one more person on my ass, dude.
My mom's Al-Anon.
So true.
Like,
everything I do, she goes, I'm calling your sponsor.
Well, you know what? But my mom did an iteration of that. She would just drop me off at Tina's.
I was gonna say, she just took you right to her.
Yeah.
Okay, so to wrap up this part 2 series, which so fun, so glad we got to do 2 episodes. I love you so much. The question, as you already know because you actually listened to our podcast, what was one piece of advice that you received in that first year that you've held on to these last 13 plus almost 14 years that you can give to the person in their first year?
So when I used to go to these nooners meetings at the Alano Club, because I was in high school and I was like, at home all the time because whatever. And there's this old guy who's since passed away who used to say to me all the time, because I'd be griping about like whatever my sponsor was having me do that week, like the weeding or like the cleaning our house or whatever it was. And he would always say, busy hands are a blessing. And the first time that he said that to me, it struck me because my grandmother used to say to me like the opposite of that, which is idle hands are the devil's playground. And I think
HE double stick?
Yeah. Whenever I've been in a place of like unwillingness to do the actual work, and that is to say like the steps or like prayer or like some of the things that seem so cumbersome or pointless or, you know, I'm just not miserable enough yet. The one thing that I can say that I think has always saved my ass, whether I was in that, I mean, especially when I was in that first year, but I mean, it has lasted me my entire sobriety, is like being busy in the recovery community keeps me in the center of the recovery community.
Mm.
So like whenever there's like people are asking for volunteers, you know, for like cleanup or setup or, you know, whatever it may be, you know, greeting people, that staying busy keeps me from being on the fringes, which is where, like, if you think of like a herd, right, like of sheep, the first ones to get picked off are always the ones that are closest to the edge.
Mm.
And so the one thing I can say is like even when I didn't have the willingness to do the work, staying busy in the community kept me from getting picked off, and it kept me tethered to the community until I got miserable enough that I had the willingness to do that work.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, go eat the nachos at Denny's
With Betty with 50 years.
with Betty with 50 years, even if you don't want to, you know, you're not too good to pick up a couple of chairs.
Mm-hmm.
Back in my day, we used to have to clean ashtrays.
Back in my day.
And she brought you holy water from the Vatican.
I wish.
Do you feel like, because I know that after I've also been one of those people that have listened to your speaker tape, and you've lost a lot of people due to addiction. Is that what you've seen? Is that they were just always on the outside?
Yeah. So Becky, who is my best friend, who passed away in August of 2020, she, when I reflect on, and she was out for almost exactly a year when she ended up passing away from a MRSA infection as a result of using a needle, and it went septic, and you know, her organs failed, and she was brain dead, and as hard as it was seeing her that last year and like watching like the color fade from her being, there was almost a part of it, I don't know if this is going to make any sense to anybody, but like the prior 2 years that I watched her like slowly pull away from the community and become like more and more isolated, it was almost harder during that time because the anticipation of like knowing what's coming, like knowing that like one day like her excuses, like some trivial excuse is going to come up that's going to be a good enough reason to drink. And I remember her calling me to tell me that she had been out to tacos with her girlfriend, and you know, that she just ordered a Modelo, and it was like, and she's like, and I, you know, nothing happened. Like I kept waiting for something to happen and nothing happened. And I like I was like, let me call you back, because I had to get off the phone because I just started sobbing. One, because I think I kind of like knew that she wasn't going to make it back, because when, you know, she and I had gotten sober together, she actually had like 5 more months than I did. And when you have accumulated that much time sober and then you relapse, it's really difficult to come back.
She had 9 years.
Yeah. And I started crying because I knew that she wouldn't be able to like level her pride to the point of coming back and like being a newcomer. But it was also like almost like crying out of relief, because like waiting for that day to come was so painful, you know, like, and I don't know whether to call it like a sixth sense or something, but like and I guess that I can best relate it by like telling this like story of like, she and I were going on this 12-step call for this girl that used to be her roommate, who had relapsed and had called her and was like, I've been trying to like sober myself up for the last couple of days, and like I forgot that I can't just stop.
Mhm.
And like you could hear it in her voice, you know. And after Becky had been drinking, well, I mean, the drinking lasted like 2 weeks, and then she was very shortly like smoking crack and shooting heroin again. And like about 6 months into her relapse, you know, she was in my bathtub detoxing, and I was like holding her hand, and she was crying and I was crying, and she said, Sloan, I forgot I couldn't just stop. You know, and it's like how like quickly the disease just like completely overtakes you. Because I believe her when she genuinely said, like, I thought I could just, it was just a beer at dinner. Like, I thought I could just have one. And like, I thought I could just, I mean, as crazy as it sounds to a sober person, like I thought I could just smoke crack on the weekends.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it was I think about, I think I have a lot of like regrets about those last 2 years of her sobriety, more so than I do about the year that she was using, you know. And like, because I know at that point, like the phenomenon of craving has taken over. And I mean, it's like getting fucked by a silverback gorilla, you know, like there's no, you can try to fight back against it, but it's not done until the monkey's done, you know what I'm saying?
That's true.
And that motherfucker never comes.
Mm-mm.
And but those last 2 years, I think a lot about like the times when I was like heading to an event and I thought like, oh, I should see if Becky wants to come with. And I'm like, oh, she never wants to come. Like, what if I just like called anyways? You know? And I don't think that I'm God. Like, I don't think that I have the power to have kept her sober, but I do always wonder, like, you know, maybe I shouldn't have ignored, because I think there's some kind of like divine inspiration to those like random thoughts about somebody, like, oh, I wonder what they're up to. And I wish my head wouldn't have been up my ass in that way, and I would have just done it, even if I thought I knew what the answer was. Because I haven't gone a day without missing that girl in the last 5 years. And time does not make the pain any easier. It just, it's not as sharp.
Yeah. I feel weird leaving.
Right.
You better not drink in the airport like that speaker.
Oh my God, Alexandra's sobbing. Welcome to my reaction to her speaker tape.
It's sad.
This
I
is
know.
number 13. What is that? The show? That Netflix show? Was it Netflix? Do you remember? 13 Reasons Why. This is my
This
13th.
is number 13
This is my
by
13th.
Breezy.
This is my 13th reason.
How about like when you and I met in person for the first time and you were crying?
Yeah. I had so many moments where I just literally was in my kitchen this past year listening to your voice. You know, in Love is Blind, when they finally meet,
Yeah.
after hearing just their voice.
Just the voice.
Yeah. All of a sudden I like see you and I have
Yeah.
to like match your voice with your face. And it was like a very crazy experience. And I was like, this person has literally like saved me. You
Yeah.
literally saved me. Really saved me. Because like I said, I was dead inside. And so I was like looking for anyone who like felt the same way at moments. Not saying that you're
The first time I met you, I whispered to Damon, "Is that a tranny?"
About me?
I just made that up so you could laugh.
He wanted to end it on a
Does
You don't. I'm just playing around.
does grief make you uncomfortable?
Yes.
Mhm.
And I
Why?
laugh a lot.
He needs therapy. He won't go. He refuses to go to therapy.
Who did you
Yeah,
lose?
you use the word tranny all too often. It's not very nice.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm a gay male, and I fought my whole life to say words that I want, and I don't need help from straight people to correct me from saying things. Thank you.
Good thing
She's
I'm
not straight.
Ooh.
I don't need help from bisexual people.
Who did
I
you?
understand, but you know what? I'm doing the opposite.
What's the opposite?
All my friends that are trannies say, please say tranny because it's fucking weird. And we're all trans and we don't give a fuck. So we're going the opposite.
That's like our conversation last night with all the gay men that
Yeah,
you guys were saying.
we don't care.
I need to post more things that just say these are fucking F words, which I won't say.
No,
but
yeah. No, I
you guys
know.
were
Like
saying
just say it. Like I don't give a shit. I'm tired of people tiptoeing. I'm tired of everything. Go back to SNL where everyone made fun of each other. I know when it's a joke. I know when people are being serious. I'm not stupid. I'm not a kid. Like, if you want to say faggot, say it. I don't give a shit.
Well,
My
I don't
brothers
wanna
be
say
like, oh my God, don't be a little fag. I'm like, oh my God, I'm not a little fag. Like, I don't understand this whole thing. I'm over it. I'm done tiptoeing. I'm done.
So who did you lose?
Stop.
Ooh.
Tell me.
She started it.
Start
Who?
what? Crying? She
Oh my
started
God,
crying.
we're not doing this right now.
Who?
Sloan, shut the fuck up.
We can cut it out.
We're not. It's already over an hour.
Friend to friend.
I didn't lose anybody. I lost a lot of people, but that's a whole nother show.
Yeah, now we're just talking friends to friend.
We didn't end the thing yet.
We can film it at any time. Who did you lose?
He's already sitting over here sobbing. If you need to let something out, really, you just.
I feel comfortable.
That was like
No.
anger, whatever.
I'm trying to blame the only person that I can, which is Alexandra.
We're so proud of you for getting her name right, though. Who'd you lose?
I lost a lot of people.
Who'd you think of?
My grandma.
Mm.
I get it. My grandma was my heart outside my body. She was the one person that protected me from my dad. Losing her was like losing a limb.
And when I lose people, I don't want to go to their funeral. I don't want to do any of that.
Is it because then the ending feels final?
Yeah. My friend King. There's a lot of people. I didn't go to his funeral. I don't like going.
So because Becky passed away during COVID, I had to be like FaceTimed into when they were taking her off life support. And her funeral, which should have, like, the room should have been filled, but there was 8 of us because of COVID restrictions. And I think because like meetings weren't happening, I still have this like lingering feeling that I'm like gonna round the corner in the basement of a church one day and she's just gonna be there, you know? And I think a lot of that is left over because like her funeral wasn't what it should have been. And I couldn't get over the fact that like her family insisted on burying her when I knew like she wanted to be cremated, and like they do this like thing where they do a ash scattering garden, and that's like where she wanted to be. So I kind of have this feeling like she's like restless about that, you know, to the point where I'm like ready to Ed Gein, like dig up her body and do this all properly the way it was supposed to happen. But that women's meeting, the first meeting that I ever went to, I had gone with her to a couple of times, and that church has a different meeting that I go to now because I can't really bring myself to go back to that women's meeting. But when there's this particular corner that like I have a very vivid memory of like rounding the corner and her like standing, and she's like, dude, I was waiting for you. And like I was late to this meeting, and so she like refused to take a seat until I got there. And whenever I go to that meeting, which isn't all that often, maybe once a month, I don't make it too often, but I like round that corner, and there's like an anticipation that she's gonna like be there in her little like bib overalls with her like hat that doesn't match anything she's wearing, and like and so there's always that like guttural disappointment when like she's not there. I feel like you should go to funerals.
Well, when my grandma passed, I was little and I didn't know what was happening. So I like never cried. Like I didn't understand. No one really like told me, oh, your grandma passed. Do you know what I mean?
You just like
I mean, I went
You were
to
just
the
like,
funeral, but
one
and I
day you
saw
were just
people
like,
crying, but I just didn't.
like register.
It didn't register. Yes, and I did 3 years ago go to my grandma's house because we always go, and there's like a men's house and a women's house, and then
It turned into a sober living.
no,
Oh,
Is there
like the
is there an
kids.
alleyway?
Like my uncles would all sleep in a
Are they
house,
hot?
and my yes, aunts would sleep in a house. No, but when I was there, you have to cross this quad to go to the main house to go to the bathroom. So I opened the door, and then I saw a little girl playing with a doll, like a ghost. I swear to God. And then because I was there praying to my grandma, and then I got really scared. I woke up all my brothers, and then I slammed the door, and then I was really, really scared. But then I told my mom, and my mom goes, "There's a picture of your grandma playing with a doll when she was little." And she goes, "We don't have it anymore, but that's the picture that everyone's trying to look for." It
Oh
was
my
weird.
God.
I know.
I just got goosey.
And so to me, I feel like, yes, I don't want to go to the funeral, but also when my friend died, I know he wanted me to keep smoking meth in the hotel room. And that's what I told myself for me not to go to the funeral.
Mm.
I don't know why I have to say a joke, but
Ooh.
that is reflecting, yes. I know this. I went to therapy. Trust me, I did. I just can't seem to.
I've been to
It's not bad enough.
You have
It's
to get
not
into a
bad
lot of
enough.
pain.
I know. It's not bad enough.
We all talk about it. We
Yeah.
all had to get into enough pain. Well, I wasn't invited to Gary's funeral, so actually I was uninvited. I was not welcome.
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
So
Damon was invited to his ex and he went.
I know. I'm jealous.
I
I
told
wish I
him-
could have.
And you know what
gone.
I said? In my mind, I said, fuck that motherfucker. But then you know what I said? I said, baby, you should go to the funeral. I think you need to go.
Because it helps. Well, and that's I mean, I don't know that there's ever closure to any of this stuff because I think the human brain is incapable of processing the fact that someone who once was a central part of your life is now no longer tangible.
Yeah.
You know, because like even like going through breakups or like, you know, friend breakups suck, I think, more than like romantic breakups. But like those friends that I'm no longer friends with, that I'm like estranged from, like they're still tangible. Like they're somewhere in the world, you know? But there's something about the fact that like this person is just like literally gone. And that like I think the brain just can't
Mhm.
grasp that, you know?
Yeah, I make things up all the time.
Same.
All the time. Yeah. Well, thanks for really setting the mood.
You tease.
I hope you're all crying listening to this episode. You're welcome. It's 11
topic.
p.m., so we're going to go. I'm Breezy,
I'm Jimmy.
and we are
Sober Disclosure.
Oh my- This episode is brought to you by Light Salon, Orange County's premier destination for expert hair color. At Light Salon, we specialize in creating stunning custom color transformations that highlight your natural beauty. Owned and operated by passionate, sober stylists, we bring authenticity, creativity, and precision to every client experience. Light Salon.